Hey guys, CJ coming to you here tonight on September 24th. I hope everybody's having a great start to the week here. What I'm going to come at you tonight with is how these government elite, a lot of people in politics, mostly on the Communist Democrat side, and what they will do is they come up and we get a bill going, and it's like, well, we need $10 billion. Well, I mean, it can even go way further than this. Hey, we need $50 billion. And they will sit up there and they say, well, these people work hard, or they haven't, they're misfortunate, they're underserved, they're, have the bad breaks, all this stuff, right? All these people, through no fault of their own, they haven't been able to make it up into the upper echelons, the middle class or whatever. So these people deserve free health care. These people deserve free child care. These people deserve tax breaks for their kids. These people deserve breaks, government assistance in buying a house or a car or all these things. And they'll say, well, all these people deserve all these things. And then when the part about the 50 billion comes up and you ask where the 50 billion is going to come from, well, the 50 billion is going to come from everybody. Well, a lot of those people that's paying the 50 billion, they're underserved. They're not getting child care. They're not getting health care. They're not getting all these things. So then the question comes down to, well, if we're going to help everybody that makes less than $40,000 a year, if we're going to give them the free child care and the free health care and the free car and the free house and all this stuff, we're going to give everybody this, then we got to give it to everybody, and it's going to cost a lot more than $50 billion. So where's the money going to come from? Well, see, there's the problem. Well, we don't have enough money to help everybody. I mean, under the guise that, all these people deserve all this and that and the other. All right. So if they deserve so much, why do you put a limit on it at this amount, see? Right? See, here's the thing. Okay, if the government was to give everybody $100,000 because they're an American citizen, then see, that doesn't raise anybody up because you're giving everybody $100,000, even the rich people, even the higher middle class people. And so you lift everybody up to a higher standard, but the people that they really want to help, right, is still going to be at the bottom, see? So this is the logic they'll come up with and say, well, we can't give everybody $100,000 because a lot of these people make $60,000. They don't need the help, just the guy that makes $40,000, see? And this is the kind of bullshit politics you get into. And then you could say, well, you know what? If we want to get the people making $30,000, which is, I guess, sort of maybe the national poverty rate. I don't know. I think around here it's about $40,000 a year. If you make less than that, you're technically in poverty. So if we want to put everybody that's making between $30,000 and $60,000 and put them in the $65,000 range here, so you're going to take from all the people that's making $65,000 or over, and a lot of people that aren't even making that. These people that you're giving all the money to, well, they're going to be paying taxes. So part of this is even their money. And now, when you ask them about the money, they'll say, well, you know what, this is a real humanitarian cause. That we're tired of people living in poverty through no fault of their own. Well, okay, if somebody is living in poverty through no fault of their own, that should mean that they're out here working at least 40 hours a week, and they're out here and they're doing things right, and they're not, smoking up all their money and drinking up all their money and giving away all their money and doing all this bullshit with their money. They're out here working 40 plus hours a week, and they're really trying hard to save their money, and they still can't make it. Then it seems like what we need to do is give everybody a pay raise. We don't need to take money out of the taxpayers' coffers and give it to these people that are poor through no fault of their own. If they're working hard, if they're saving their money, if they're doing things right and trying to get ahead, then they should be getting ahead. All right? So, sort of, in a way, what you're telling me is they need a pay raise, but you're not going to make the corporations give people the pay raise, and you're going to let them keep paying them non-living wages, and now you're going to look to the private sector to bail out the employees that don't get paid enough to make a living. No. See, then what you can do is you can also say, well, you know what, here's one way we can end poverty in America right now. Well, just, if we can write everybody a $10, $20, $30, $40, $50, $60, $70,000 check every year, like illegal immigrants, and $25, $30, $40, $50,000 for a down payment on a home, and $10,000 credit on an electric vehicle and free childcare and free health care and all this stuff, if we can write all these checks for everybody, and all you people say that this is going to save money and help the economy and you'll get more taxes in. Well, if that's true, then we need to give even more away. See, this is how you catch them in their lies. Well, I think the economy and society will do a lot better if we get everybody out of poverty, and that means we're going to have to help them. We're going to have to give them the free home down payment and the free car down payment and the free health care and the free child care and the free this and the free that. And then society will be more healthy and more prosperous. If that's true, then we need to give as many people as much money as possible. Because they're trying to sit here and tell me that the society, that this country, that the tax base is going to be enhanced by doing this. And so, because, you're always calling it an investment. Well, how are you calling it an investment if the investment never pays off? And that's why Kamala Harris has come out with one of her word salad meetings here and said, well, we need to think of an investment more than a monetary return. We need to think about it on the societal return. Well, there's only one way to measure the prosperity of the society, because that's what everybody strives for. Everybody don't strive, oh, my ultimate goal in life is just to be treated fairly and equally. I don't give a damn about my prosperity. I don't give a damn if I can get a nice house or a nice car and move up the economic ladder. I don't care about that. All I ever wanted in my whole life was just not to be looked at as some low-down bum. No, that's not what people strive for. And in fact, when people do strive for that, we really do. We need people to strive not to be, that sounds like something that will be good for capitalism, is when people are a bum, then they should strive not to be a bum. And they should use that to kick themselves in the ass and get up and get ahead and learn something and get their priorities in order and move up the ladder and prove to everybody you're not a bum. That's how that works. If everybody, my ultimate goal is for people not to call me a bum, well, the best thing you can do is get out here off your ass and work hard and show the people that you're not a damn bum. All this bullshit about we're going to invest in people and we don't need to see a monetary return, well, then people aren't getting better, because when people get better, they learn things, they become better, they become engaged, and they make more money. They have more prosperity. And that means when that happens, that truly is an investment, right? But you don't want to look at these investments as we can't measure the success of these investments by the monetary value. Well, then what are you going to measure them by then? We're going to measure them because we're going to see that society is not racist anymore. Well, you know what, you politicians, how's everybody going to be not racist when all you do is go out here and spout your racial rhetoric and bullshit? That's all poppycock bullshit. And notice how money is never, ever, ever an issue when we got to ship it off to Ukraine. Money's never an issue when we got to ship it off to Israel. Money's never an issue when we got to ship it off to Haiti or all these other places, or give it to a bunch of people to come into our country and do all this shit. Money's never an issue ever. When the banks need bailed out, money's not an issue. When the corporations and the car companies need bailed out, money's never an issue. But when you get down to brass tacks and you say, well, you know what, since money's not an issue, let's just cut everybody a check for $2 million and everything will be great and rosy. Is that how we get to your utopia that you're saying you're trying to get to? But then when you tell them, well, it seems like money's no issue because we can send $300 billion over to Ukraine. We can give Israel, $80 billion worth of this. We can spend $1 trillion every couple of years on bringing a bunch of people in our country and write them checks so they have everything. Money's not an issue. So how come we can't just cut everybody a damn check for $2 million then? How about that? Well, we can't do that because we don't have the money. Well, you know what? We didn't have the money when you spent the $1 trillion in the last 3-4 years bringing everybody in the world in here and giving them a fat check every month. We didn't have the money then, but it seemed to be worth it, right? We didn't have the money when we spent, $800 billion in 2008 to bail out a lot of banks. That didn't seem to really matter. Nobody cared about that. The money didn't really seem to be an issue, printing up the money. Back when COVID came along, well, that's right, I'm sorry, it wasn't an issue when all the corporations need to be bailed out, see. When all the corporations and all the big pharma and all these people need to be bailed out, it wasn't a problem. When all the governments, when California and all these wacky, stupid-ass index states were going, under big time, the money wasn't an issue. But when everybody wanted to get a $600 check from the government, then became an issue really, really quick, didn't it? Yeah, it did. Because you don't give a damn about the people. You never have, and you never will. And all these politicians that care about everybody and voted heavily to lock people down, make people mask up, make people get vaccines, contact trace, and put people in jail because they want to go to church on Sunday and all this stuff. You didn't mind coming down on them then, but then when the people wanted to get a little $1,000 check or a $1,200 check or a $600 check after years of this bullshit, then you couldn't vote for that. All the other stuff, all the tyrannical bullshit, all the communist bullshit that you put everybody through, you were just happy as a lark to jump on board with that and go along with that. But then when the American people wanted to get a measly $600 freaking dollars, you couldn't get off your ass and go vote for that. So we see exactly what you stand for and who you are. We see the lies right through everything, you know. We got to help these people out. They're going to do better. They're going to have a better life. They're going to have a chance to learn. They're going to have a chance to move up the economic ladder, and that's going to reap benefits for the society as a whole, meaning that society is going to be more prosperous. So if that is true, why not help everybody out, see? And there it is right there. It's all laid out about their crap. There's no limits when it comes to bailing out people they want to bail out. There's no limits when it comes to bailing out corporations and states and banks and all these people. There's no limits. They all rush right up to the voting, up here in Congress and everywhere to vote to do all this. But as soon as we got to give every American, because the thing is with the $600, when every American needed to get the $600, that was the problem because it was every American. See, they couldn't pick and choose who the winners and the losers were. They couldn't, separate. They couldn't, punish people that weren't on board with their bullshit. We got to give it to everybody, even the people that hate us. We got to give them money too. Well, damn, we can't do that because we just don't have the money. But if you're all on board for all our bullshit, we got endless printing supplies in the back room. And that's how it works, guys. They're all a bunch of bullshitters. All right, that's what I got for you on this one. God bless and take care of yourself. We'll see you on the next one. You've been listening to the CJ Real Show.